So it's been trending about the massacre of Christians in Nigeria. And I'm so happy that people are now talking about it, right? Watch these videos, then I will be back because I am Nigerian and at least I can tell you the truth. Watch these videos, I'll be back.
Why is nobody talking about what's going on in Nigeria right now? I'm an atheist, and people tell me saying free Palestine isn't a religious view, or it doesn't mean that you sympathise with a certain religion. It's a humanitarian crisis. And that's true. But that's not the only humanitarian crisis going on in the world right now. You could argue the Nigerian crisis is much worse. 100,000 Christians have been murdered by radical Muslims in Nigeria. 18,000 churches have been burnt to the ground. Just today, a 3-year-old Christian child was murdered by radical Muslims, beheaded in front of their own family, and 2 other family members were murdered as well. What is going on there is truly barbaric. If you can march in the street for Palestine, you can march in the street for these innocent souls in Nigeria being killed. Like I say, I'm an atheist, but it's a humanitarian crisis and it needs coverage. We need to speak about the Nigerian genocide that's happening. It is absolutely insane. I can't even show you the pictures or anything what's happening because it's so graphic. But if we can speak out for Palestine, we can speak out for Nigeria. So free Nigeria from this terror. Thanks, guys. Please share this message.
Did you guys know that 7,000 Christians have been killed just this year alone in Nigeria? There's an average of 30 to 35 Christians who are killed every single day in Nigeria. And the media has been sound asleep. There has been mass burial sites in Nigeria over and over and over again. And the world has been silent. I always tell you guys, the attack is on Christianity. So the attack is on Jesus and it's on children. And it's always been on Jesus and children. There's no way that we're ignoring the cries and the martyrdom of Christians just because they're in another country. And then it's being done by what they call the religion of peace. Like, I just can't understand it. You gotta understand that is coming to a theater near you. The longer you ignore it, the quicker it comes to your door. We speak up about all these other atrocities that are taking place around the world, but we choose to ignore others. This is absolute 30 to 35 Christians killed daily. That's absolutely insane, all because they believe in Jesus Christ. Now, I have already put out several stories about how, like, I've already talked about the one in August that happened where they went into a church and beheaded 200 people. And I'm just like, dude, like, what is going on? Y'all have to understand that this will be the whole entire world at some point. So speak up on it. Speak up.
If you don't know what's going on in Nigeria, your media sources suck. You are in a bubble. Not, and again, I'm not a Christian, but they are systematically killing the Christians in Nigeria. They've killed over 100,000 since 2009. They've burned 18,000 churches. This is so much more. These are their Islamists, Boko Haram. This is so much more of a genocide attempt than what is going on in Gaza. They are literally attempting to wipe out the Christian population of an entire country. Where are the kids protesting this?
He's right, and it's not getting the media attention that it deserves. Every single day, 3 churches are devastated in Nigeria. In fact, since July of 2009, 19,100 Christian churches have been destroyed, looted, or violently closed. And that represents 1,200 churches per year, 100 per month. That's more than 3 a day. And 15 million people have been displaced, forced to abandon their villages, homes, and churches to flee the massacre. And these are innocent women, men, and children. And there's certain towns that are being specifically targeted. Perfect example is Yalwada, where 98% of the people there are Christian. And I've seen some of these videos. They're brutal. I won't show them on here. But you have 40 armed gunmen storming the villages on motorcycles in pairs, shouting Allahu Akbar, moving from home to home, setting them on fire, and killing indiscriminately. And the director of the Human Rights Commission says this is genocide in slow motion. This is what the Nazis did to the Jews. It's at the cleansing, step by step. First they displace them, then they come back and finish the job. So to all the university students, where are the protests? This is literally a genocide. The actual definition of it. Where's the media uproar? Where is the joint international condemnation? This is ridiculous. You don't even see it in the news. I've said it once, and I'll say it again. My friends, Christianity is under attack. In Canada and abroad.
We praise your name. Jesus, Lord, to protect us, to guide us, Lord, to see us through, to fight for us.
64 Christians were recently killed, and I am beyond sick of the Nigerian government. I am sick of radical Islamist groups like Boko Haram and Fulani militants getting away with slaughtering Christians time and time again. Christians in northern and middle belt Nigeria are hunted down, slaughtered in their homes, their villages set ablaze, their families running for their lives, while the government turns a blind eye. I went to university in northern Nigeria and had more than a few close calls with those killers who murder in the name of religion. This year has been nothing short of hell. In Plateau State, since December, 136 attacks, 60 Christians butchered, 383 homes reduced to ashes. In Benue State, June, Fulani militants slaughtered 200 plus Christians, burned entire villages and crops, and drove 6,000 people from their homes, all while screaming Allahu Akbar over the bloodshed. And for what? Religion. Over and over again, is being used as the excuse for murder, hate, and destruction. I am sick of it. Religion has caused more harm than good, and the people who hide behind it to justify evil are exactly that, evil. Share this post to help bring awareness to what is happening in Nigeria.
Another horrifying report is coming out of Nigeria as over 60 Christians have been murdered by Muslim Fulani terrorists in what is being called a genocide. Where is the global outrage? Genocide against Christians in Nigeria has escalated with yet another gruesome killing spree, this time in the Christian-majority southern Kaduna area.
So I did some research on why the Nigerian government doesn't seem to be addressing the issue of Christian persecution in Nigeria. I spoke to some Nigerian friends, did a bit of Googling on my end, and I discovered that the Nigerian president and vice president is Muslim. Yep, Bola Ahmed Tinubu. He is a Muslim and a member of the Yoruba ethnic group. Now, why does it matter? Why does his religion matter in this instance, right? The reason it matters is because he has been denying that there is Christian persecution taking place in Nigeria, calling it a lie from the pit of hell. Okay? He says there's no religious persecution taking place, despite all the reports we've seen, the Christians in Nigeria that we've heard from, despite the videos, he is denying that this very real issue is taking place in his country. The government is denying the persecution of Christians in Nigeria. It matters who you vote for. It matters who you elect and who you put into office. The people that you vote for, when they do not have your best interest at heart, have the potential to harm you. If what was happening to Christians in Nigeria was happening to Muslims in Nigeria, would the Muslim president be silent? Or would he have done something about it by now? We need to pay close attention to the people being elected, even here in America. Because as we've seen, like in Dearborn, Michigan, where there is a Muslim mayor and the majority of people, I think in government there are Muslim, that demographic is rapidly changing. Okay, people are being woken up at night because the Muslim call to prayer is happening 5 times a day. An American resident there was told that he did not belong there, that he wasn't welcome there, because he opposed a street sign being named after a Hezbollah terrorist. Yeah, in Dearborn, Michigan. Okay, go look this up. It matters who you vote for. So I want us to start to pay close attention to our local state elections. Pay attention to who is running for office, what mayors, what governors, what people are running for state house, state senate. Pay close attention. I believe that in Georgia right now, there is a woman who's running for, I don't know what seat it is, but she is a Palestinian refugee who is running for office there. So people in Georgia need to pay attention to what she's doing and what her policies are. Am I saying that a person who is a Muslim can never have good policies or do anything good for the people? I'm not saying that, but I'm saying that it's foolish to think that a person's fundamental and core beliefs aren't going to get in the way of their politics. So it matters who you vote for. If they don't have your best interest at heart as a Christian, you need to pay attention to that, because the people that you put into office will determine laws and legislation, and the things that they do will have very real impact on your lives, just like they're having very real impact on the people of Nigeria and the people of Dearborn, Michigan. So I need us as Christians to start to wake up, okay, and to start to be active in our faith. Whatever your field of expertise is, we all have power to call up our Congress people. We all have power to write letters. We all have power to make our voices known in local council meetings, student council meeting, whatever it is. Okay, we all have power in whatever spheres of influence we are in to make our voices known, to do something, to say something. So I want you to do something. I want you to say something. I want you to be active in your faith, because if you're not active in your faith, you will be affected, or your children will be affected. So wake up, rise up. Vote people into office that have your best interests at heart, that have your values at heart, that have your morals at heart, okay? And that will not allow for persecution to take place in your own state or your own nation. So God bless you.
Happening now in Nigeria. These people are back, oh. Look at how everywhere come like nothing happened. Do you guys hear what happened in Nigeria yesterday? More than 19,000 Christians were unalive yesterday. Who are those people that did this? They visit churches by churches, and any church they enter, they will make sure that not even an ant will go out from there. Please, 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 my people, from now, I will advise all the Christians, all my people, please avoid anything called church. Don't go anywhere. Stay in your house. You can worship from your phone. If you feel like you want to give offering, you can go to the street. You can go to the hospital. You can go to the market. You can go to the motherless baby. You can see, give as little as you can give. It's also offering. For now, if you love your life, we don't know who. Look at the way Nigerians keep quiet like nothing happened. Look at how everywhere calm like nothing happened. If you love your loved ones, call them now to avoid anything church. Do you see the way Nigeria keep quiet like nothing happened? No news station media carried it. Nobody is saying anything. Look at what happened. These people are visiting churches by churches. Okwonyegi now, tell them to be careful. If you love church so much, I'm not telling anybody not to go to church, but be careful. These people are back again. I thought they said they have made peace. Oh, Jesus. I thought these people said they have made peace. So who are the ones that go and buy so many? Jesus. Call your loved ones if you love them. Tell them to avoid anything church now. This one are a Christian. They want to make sure that there is nothing like Christian in Nigeria. But to never work for them. God will fight for us.
The Free Palestine crowd has nothing to say about the 300,000 children that have reportedly died ever since Boko Haram, an Islamic extremist group, started this insurgency in 2009 to try and establish a caliphate in Nigeria. Reportedly, around 12 million Christians have been displaced by this, and around 7,000 Christians have been killed this year. So these are people who are explicitly being targeted for their faith, civilians being targeted. At least with Palestine, I'm not trying to minimize the suffering of what's occurring in Palestine, but at least in Palestine, there's some degree of debate as to how much of this is just civilian casualties, people caught in the crossfire of a larger conflict targeting Hamas, versus how many people are actually being targeted as civilians. Whereas in Nigeria, we have a situation where these are people who are explicitly being targeted as civilians for their faith, and nobody seems to be talking about it, probably because it doesn't fit the narrative. You have an Islamic extremist group explicitly targeting Christians.
Welcome back. I am very careful talking about this topic because it could make me emotional, right? I have seen and I've witnessed this thing firsthand. Now, in the place where this thing is being done, the most is in the northern part of Nigeria. In the northern part of Nigeria, they are predominantly Muslims, right? Now, there is always a belief that the Muslim and the Christians can never be one in the northern part of Nigeria. They don't accept what Christians preach, and the Christians too don't have a problem. They don't disturb them, literally. But Christians are always the target in the north. Now I'm going to be very careful because I don't want to go emotional, because I've lost friends to this. If I haven't lost my own friends to it, it will be like, okay, I'm speaking based on the content, right? Or maybe because I want to get views or something. No. But the thing is, I've witnessed it. My own parents left the northern part of Nigeria back to the east for safety. If not, probably they would have been unalived. Several times, whenever I want to come back for holiday, I'll have people call me, don't come. They are planning on unaliving Christians, and then I'll stay back in school. It has happened severally. There was this time it happened. I didn't come back, and then some of my friends were actually burnt alive in their own home, in their own house. They're like 4 siblings burnt alive. So that's how serious it is. Anybody who is trying to tell you that this thing is a lie is just trying to cover up something. Yeah. We all know that there's this Boko Haram, insurgency and all of that happening, and it's been affecting people from the north, both Christians and Muslims, right? But predominantly Christians, right? If you ask me in my own opinion, I would say whenever they attack the Muslims, it's just like, let's just attack these people so it doesn't look like we're just doing this to these people alone. But to be honest, I've done videos upon videos, right, about this. I feel so bad for them, honestly. A lot of them can't go to farm anymore. They can't go to churches anymore. But there's something about the northern Muslim Christians. It doesn't matter what you do to them. They believe so much in Jesus Christ. They believe so much in God. And that alone is the reason why they are being killed in numbers. Because ordinarily, some people will be like, no, let's boycott going to church so we don't get killed. But no, they will still go. Right? So it's a whole lot. I'm begging. On behalf of the people in the north, I'm begging, please come to our aid. Come and help us. These people are being unalived every day. They are unalived every day. Come to our aid. Please, if you have your platform, please help me. Christians are suffering in Nigeria, to be honest. Christians are suffering in the northern part of Nigerians. That is you witnessing the persecution you see in the Bible is happening there for real. And that's just the truth, right? So please help us, help our country. This is where I'll stop because I don't want to go emotional, right? Because I can tell you I've witnessed this firsthand, and Just pray for Nigerians or pray for Christians in Nigeria. That's just what I want you to do. But the Unalived is real. For real. It's happening and it's real.